Alright, it is what, May the 16th, and I've got hay ready to bale. Sun's shining, ain't a cloud in the sky. I've been tedding this morning, getting it fluffed up off the ground, get the dew off good. I've got the T5 hooked to the round baler. I got the 60/30 hooked to the Kubota 2072 rake, and getting ready to go start raking. Once I get done with the round baler, I'm going to hook the T5 to the square baler. I'm going to square bale on my alfalfa mix I've got down right now. But I've got about a 4-acre field of orchard grass that I'm going to roll. So, all right, let's head to the field with this rake. Get started with it. I typically bale with the 60/30, but we hadn't took this lift off the front for the HLA snow wing, and it only has about a foot maybe of ground clearance under it, and I'm afraid that the windrows won't go under the tractor. So anyway, I'm gonna rake with it and bale with the T5. All right, let's go. All right, here we are in the 60/30, raking with the Kubota hay rake. I got this hay rake last year, started using it for the first time. I tell you what, I've been real pleased with it. I've been impressed with it. I hadn't had anything. I've never had a rake that would rake as fast as this thing will and do as good a job as this thing will at the same time. And I've raked with the sunflower wheel rakes. You couldn't give me another one of those things. I mean, I've never tried one that has the independent springs on each wheel, but the one I had, I think it was a Tenetti, and it was an 8-wheel rake. It was just for making horse hay. It was a pain in the butt, because I kept having complaints of dirt and grass roots and everything else in the hay, and I just couldn't keep using that rake. And also, if the hay was really heavy, it would wad. If you're trying to make windrows from square baler, you got to make them pretty narrow. I don't have the 50/70 with the wide pickup. I have the 50/60. So I have to make narrower windrows, and it would start rolling the hay up into a big ball, because sometimes it couldn't get out the back of it, and it would plug up, and it would wad it all up a big mess, and then you'd be back there by hand trying to get it fixed. It was just aggravating. So, and then the other rake that I was using, I didn't ever own it, but I was using it. That's another whole story in itself. A guy owed me a bunch of money that owned it. But anyway, it was a New Holland 216, and I've got a video of it on my channel somewhere. If you go back far enough looking for it. And that was a pretty nice rake. The downfall of that rake, and it's a twin basket V rake. The downfall to it was, first of all, it took a few minutes to unfold it at the field. You have to do certain things, drive backwards, drive forwards to get it all unfolded and everything, and that's a little aggravating. And then second of all, it run off the hydraulics of the tractor, which over a period of a long time raking, the hydraulics on the tractor would get pretty hot. Now, they wouldn't overheat because of the cooler, but they would get on up there pretty hot, and you'd have to sit there and run it with them hot. And I just don't think that's good for a hydraulic pump. Eventually, I felt like I would be putting a hydraulic pump on the tractor that I run it on all the time. So I done a good job. I really wanted to get a rotary rake. I already had the single rotary rake made by Kubota, and I liked it. So anyway, I ended up with this rake, and so far been real pleased with it. And it's easy to rake with. You can pick it up, turn around, do whatever you need to do. It's super nice. Pick it up, drive over these windrows here like I'm getting ready to do. Drive right over top of them. Turn around. Lay back down. Keep on going. This rake will rake it narrow enough to get it in my square baler too. It is hydraulically adjustable width-wise, so I can make it wider or I can narrow it up. I don't have it as narrow as it'll go. I've got it widened out a little bit here because I'm going to be round baling this field. My round baler's got like a 7-foot pickup head on it, so it doesn't have any trouble. Later on, or in the next video baling some of this. Tell you what now, that's some beautiful orchard grass hay right there. See the orchard grass heads? It's basically pure orchard grass. It's got a little bit of Timothy in it, but mostly this early all I had headed out was orchard grass. But that's all right. About 20 minutes right there. Got 4.5 acres raked, so yeah, it does good. I'm real pleased with this rake so far. As long as it holds together for many years, I'm going to be well pleased with it. And to fold it up, you just seen all I have to do. I have to wait till they stop spinning because you can't run the rotors when they're up. The PTO is in quite a bit of a bind right there. Even though it is a double joint, it's still in a pretty good bind, so you don't want to run it with it up. But you wait till the rotor stops spinning, pull the ropes for the locks, and just raise it up. You're ready to ride down the road. Oh yeah, and remember to retract it if you have it extended out any. So I haven't done that yet. I need to do that. Or you'll be clipping power lines and everything else. I almost got a power line with it one day. The power line is actually too low, and it's over a driveway beside our alfalfa mix field, and I was driving up that driveway, and the driveway, like I say, is right next to alfalfa field. And I've got it retracted, and I had it retracted then, and I was going up the driveway, and I noticed the power line looked awful low, and I was looking at it, and all of a sudden it started moving. I could see it flopping, and I'm like, what the heck? And it wasn't going across the driveway, it was going with the driveway like I was going, and it kind of went at an angle across the driveway for a long ways. Well, I got to noticing that it started flopping, and I just stopped the tractor immediately, and I looked, and the ground wire, which is the lowest wire, had got in between one of the rake teeth up there, and I was getting ready to have a major malfunction. Fortunately, it was just the ground wire, but I was getting ready to take it with me because the power line was continuing on to the right, and I was continuing on to the left. So either it was going to take my rake with it, or I was going to take it with me. I don't know who would have won, but fortunately I was paying attention, and it didn't have a disaster. I just backed back up and got off of it, and then I turned and went out through the field and got away from it. So anyway, let's go to the next field. I got my alfalfa mix field to go do, and I'm not going to drive on that driveway. Anyway, let's go get it done, and then we can start baling. That's my favorite part. This is the second field I need to rake. It's about 12 acres. It's an alfalfa mix field. Alfalfa, orchard grass, and timothy. All there is to letting it down. I need to keep it as narrow as I can on this for square baling. And I don't want real big windrows square baling anyway. Once I get this done, I'm going to go back and round bale at the last field that I just raked. And then I'm going to switch the T5 out, put it on the square baler and accumulator. I'm going to come to this field and start the square baling. And then when I get that done, I'll start picking the packs up and getting them in the barn. Working by myself today, so I couldn't find any help. My wife, she normally helps me, but she's still teaching school, and she's not going to be, she has to stay late today too, so she's not going to be home as early as she normally is, so she can't help me today. And everybody else that I know is either at work or getting up hay today, so I'm on my own. This field here, it's got some beautiful hay in it. It's going to be nice hay when we get it baled. Alright, well next time you see me, I'm going to be baling something, probably round baling. I'll talk to y'all